here tonight to show your support. It means a lot. I am so proud to be here. I love coming to Peterborough. As many of you know, I have deep roots in this city, a large, amazing extended family, and many wonderful friends. While my father's career may have taken place largely in Montreal, it all began right here in Peterborough. And he and my mom were always most at home here. I spent my childhood summers just down the street from here on Edison Avenue, playing cards on my grandma's front porch, and tearing around the backyard at George and Ann Gainey's on Mark Street in East City. And I will say, I too feel, as my parents, very much at home here. And the truth is that cities like Peterborough and the families in them are the heart of our country. And the Liberal Party of Canada truly gets that. I'm here, 4 more years. I'm here tonight for the same reason I've been on this journey for many years. I believe in the vision and the plan that Justin and the Liberal Party of Canada have for this country. It will ensure a better future for communities like this one, for families, for students, for those saving to retire, for the most vulnerable in our neighborhoods. Your Liberal team cares deeply, is working tirelessly, and is asking for the privilege of continuing to serve Canadians. It's been a busy 4 years. This government has done a great deal, but there is much more work to do, to fight for our planet, to create jobs and opportunities, to make life more affordable for young families, and to ensure our seniors are cared for. It's a lot of work, but tonight I know you are going to hear from 2 people who are itching to get back to Ottawa to get things done. I have seen Maryam hard at work here in her riding. I have seen Maryam hard at work in Ottawa. I have seen her lead and inspire on the international stage, as she did in June at Women Deliver in Vancouver. Peterborough, you have a dedicated and tireless voice in Ottawa. She is also a role model. She's a role model for young women in politics. I'm sure you are all as proud of her as I am. And as for the other guy who's here tonight, also itching to get back to work in Ottawa, he's not too shabby either. In all seriousness, I have known Justin a long time now, and I have no doubt that our country's future is brighter for his service and leadership. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for everything you're doing to send a Liberal MP back to Ottawa and a Liberal government back to Ottawa. It means a great deal. And without further delay, please welcome your Liberal candidate for Peterborough-Kawartha, Maryam Monsef.
Bonjour, Anin, Salam Alaikum. What a great privilege it is to see all of you here on this traditional territory that so many Indigenous peoples have called home for generations upon generations, with special recognition for the Mississauga peoples. This place is covered by the Williams Treaty. This place is my home, and this place is the only place that I've ever belonged. I am so grateful that you are all here. Now, this region This region is an important region. This region matters, and this region is seeking to be represented by not one, not two, but 3 women with the Liberal Party of Canada. The formidable Kim Rudd, the Member of Parliament for Northumberland Peterborough South, is here. And the amazing Judy Forbes from Haliburton, Kawartha Lakes, Brock is here. We love you and we honor you. Now, we have an amazing team here, and our campaign is running on all cylinders. Momentum is building. Special thanks to all the volunteers who make every day a great day, and we're just getting started. Now, I know you're all here to see a very special Canadian. I'm going to tell you a story. When I first got elected by you to represent you in Ottawa, when I first had my first cabinet meeting in Ottawa, I asked the Prime Minister, I come from a community that experiences a lot of pain, a lot of poverty, a community that also has a lot of potential. How can I be of service around the cabinet table? And what he said to me, I'll never forget. He said, just think of the people of Peterborough, Kawartha. Don't you think that the people of your community deserve a seat around the cabinet table? Think about them and you will do just great. I am eternally grateful for that advice. Our community and our country, we have come a long way in the last 4 years, but there is more work to be done. We are asking for 4 more years of supporting all of you to ensure that we move forward. We have the best team ever for the job and the leader for the job. Thank you for being here, everybody. Have a great night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, Justin Trudeau.
We can hold one hand up for tomorrow. We can hold one hand up to the stars. We can be the change that we want to see. Just don't give up on me. Yeah. We can be the love, and we'll teach them how. Counting on the drum when they say quiet down. We can go wild if we want to. We can run for miles. There's no turning back, so raise it high. We can hold one hand up for tomorrow. We can hold one hand up to the sky. We can be the change that we want to see. Just don't give up on me. We can hold one hand up when we get there. We can hold one hand up for the goal. We can be the change that we want to see.
Hello, Peterborough! What a crowd! Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Maryam, for that introduction. You know, from the beginning, Maryam's message to me and to Canadians has been that Peterborough matters. It matters because you are at the forefront of important issues facing our country, like housing, climate change, and affordability, and you care deeply about finding solutions. And I am so glad that Maryam has brought the voice of Peterborough, not just to Parliament, but to Cabinet these last 4 years. Because you know, politics is, first and foremost, a team sport. And when I look around me tonight, I know we have the best team out there. I feel so fortunate not only to have people like Maryam in our ranks, but to have our great liberal movement behind us, a movement that you built. When you're knocking on doors, making calls, or talking to your friends about our vision for the future, you're bringing us one step closer to victory, one step more for 4 more years of real, lasting change for the middle class and people working hard to join it. So thank you so very much. Mes chers amis, les dernières semaines ont été chargées. J'étais en tournée à travers le pays avec notre équipe libérale pour parler des progrès qu'on a réalisés au cours des 4 dernières années et du chemin qu'il nous reste à parcourir. Earlier today, I was in Sudbury to talk about safeguarding more of Canada's pristine wilderness and what a re-elected Liberal government will do to ramp up the fight against climate change. But of course, that's not all we talked about. In less than a month, we all have a really important decision to make. We get to decide the kind of future we want to build together. And quite frankly, the choice couldn't be clearer. You've got a Conservative leader who's trying to pretend that you can get all of Stephen Harper's credits without getting any of his cuts. I know nobody thinks that's credible. See, on the campaign trail, Conservative politicians love to say they're for the people, but we know what happens once they get into power. Look no further than right here in Ontario with Doug Ford's government. What has this Conservative government delivered us? Cuts to public health, cuts to green energy projects, cuts to parks and conservation authorities, cuts to public education. Just today, we learned that Conservative cuts to education will result in 10,000 fewer teachers here in Ontario. And now, the federal Conservative leader is asking Canadians to double down on Doug Ford, to double down on Conservative cuts. I think that's a huge mistake. And here's why. Stephen Harper was in power for nearly 10 years. And just like Doug Ford, he also thought that cuts and austerity were the answers to everything. Almost a decade in the driver's seat, and what did he have to show for it? Economic growth? Stalled. Job creation? Stalled. Wage growth? Stalled. En 2015, les Canadiens en ont eu assez. Assez d'un gouvernement qui voyait les investissements dans leur communauté et dans leur avenir comme un gaspillage de fonds publics. Ils ont donc choisi d'accorder leur confiance à une nouvelle équipe avec un nouveau plan. Et 4 ans plus tard, la pauvreté a chuté. Le taux de chômage atteint des niveaux de record à quel point c'est bas. Et la création d'emplois est à la hausse. Et c'est parce qu'on a choisi d'investir dans les familles, dans les travailleurs et dans nos communautés, parce qu'on a choisi de faire passer des gens comme Jennifer en premier. You see, Jennifer lives in the riding with her 2 kids, Patrick and Chloe. And for the last 3 years, she's been getting the new Canada Child Benefit at the end of each month to help with the cost of raising her kids. Patrick is a talented swimmer, so she uses the CCB to pay for his equipment and swim meets. Chloe also loves sports. She's enrolled in Special Olympics swimming, track and field, and soccer. But as any parent knows, all these activities, well, they add up. And that's where the CCB comes in. For Jennifer, getting extra help each month means she doesn't have to prioritize one kid over the other. But the Canada Child Benefit doesn't just help Patrick and Chloe stay active. It also means they're surrounded by great friends and coaches who support them during those formative years. You know, the Canada Child Benefit was one of the very first things we passed when we formed government. That and cutting taxes for the middle class by raising them on the wealthiest 1% gave us and what that meant was more help for families, more help for the middle class and people working hard to join it. Those were and are still our top priorities. You know what Andrew Scheer's top priority would be if he was elected? Making pollution free again, just like Doug Ford. You see, we all know that climate change is the challenge of our generation, and the time to act is now. But conservative politicians would rather jeopardize their kids' future than stand up to big polluters. And while they waste taxpayer dollars fighting science, Liberals have been busy fighting climate change. By putting a price on pollution, by being busy banning harmful plastics and phasing out coal, busy protecting our oceans and our coasts, busy investing in public transit, climate-resilient infrastructure and conservation. Mais on sait qu'il nous reste encore beaucoup de travail à faire. Mais on a le plan et l'équipe pour poursuivre notre lancée et continuer de faire plus pour protéger notre planète. Earlier this week, we announced that a re-elected Liberal government will commit Canada to net zero emissions by 2050. And we will help workers prepare for this clean energy transition. We'll also help Canadians lower their energy bills, make their homes more efficient, and give them more support to deal with the all-too-common extreme weather events we're facing. And we'll cut corporate taxes in half for zero-emissions clean tech companies so that Canada can lead in the clean tech market and fight climate change. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You see, on October 21st, every single one of us has a choice to make. Are we going to go back to the failed policies of the Harper years, or are we going to keep moving forward? Andrew Scheer wants to give tax cuts to the rich. He wants to make pollution free again, and he'll do that by making it harder for working families. I want to give a tax cut to the middle class, and I won't give it to the wealthiest. I want to keep investing in your family, in your community, in your future. I want to make sure you can find a spot in a before and after school daycare program for your kid. Je veux que tous les parents puissent prendre un congé familial payé après avoir eu un bébé. Je veux que les jeunes soient capables de s'acheter leur première maison. Je veux réduire vos factures de téléphone cellulaire de 25%. I want to keep moving forward for everyone. My friends, we have accomplished so much together these past 4 years. More than 1 million new jobs created, most of them full-time. 900,000 Canadians lifted out of poverty, including 300,000 kids. The lowest unemployment rate in decades. That's what real change looks like. But you know as well as I do that we're just getting started. So Peterborough, I need your help. Make phone calls. Go talk to your neighbors. Go knock doors. Tell people about the progress we're making. Tell them about the future that we're building. On October 21st, help Canadians choose a government that will fight for you and with you, for a stronger middle class, for a better Canada for all Canadians. Peterborough, my friends, let us stand with one voice and let's choose forward!